Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We're here for the last game of the Rugby Currie Cup of the day, and it is going to be a big one. The Sharks taking on the Western Province in what should be a very exciting contest. Now, the last game that we did see, it was the Cheetahs taking on the Bulls, and the Cheetahs able to get themselves a very big upset win there. So now I'm wondering whether or not maybe the Western Province is the upset. Maybe could be on the cards for them. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. We have got Michelle in the chat. Said hello, Amish bro. Welcome back, mate. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are excited for this game as well. We are probably around about 7 minutes away, maybe 9 or so away from this game getting underway. But we will look through at the starting lineups of both of these sides. But if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more of the action that will be coming in the near future. But first of all, looking through at the Shark side, Quincy Morna, Fezan Bata, and then it will be Lorenz Arenza who will be there in the front row. So that is a good front row to have for yourself in a game that will be very tough for both sides, although I'm looking at the Western Province side and straight away I'm noticing they do not have Stephen Kitsoff. So that is a bonus for the Sharks. Then it is Emil Van Yerden, also Reniel Hihu will be slotting in as the two locks. James Fenter, Guimedi, and then Noche is going to be at number 8. It is good to see him back. I haven't actually seen him play in a little while for Noche, so hopefully he does go all right. Cameron Wright at number 9, Kerwin Bosch at 10. Then it will be Potkaita will be out on one of the wings. Marius Low and Werner Koch, very good midfield combo to have at your disposal. Pinke out on the other wing, and then Radibi, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but he is going to be at number 15 for their lineup. And also we've got that Jesus Arel fell in, and that would of course be Kyle. How's it going, mate? And also, bro, I just bought Rugby 22 last night. I'm pretty disappointed. Yeah, it's a rough game. Did you buy it on PC or on console? Do let me know. Kyle and hello again says, yeah, welcome in. And Katie Dixon is also here for this one. I'm excited for this game because we've just seen an upset. I believe the Requas were actually underdogs in their game up against the Pumas. I could be wrong there, though. I think they were. So because of that, could we see all upsets in this round? We will have to wait and see. But the lineup that the Western Province have gone with, it is Vermark, Solomon, and also Masiboko will be the front row. Evans and Mayhazen as the locks. Then Schmidt, Miller, and also Murabi. They are going to be the loose four trio to close out the four-pack. Masimla, Tim Swell as the 9-10, Lillian Zass, Cornell Smith. Then it is going to be, that's a hard name, Zwillen Daba, maybe, something along those lines. Then Andre Manuel out on one wing, and then Sergio Peterson, sometimes out on the wing, but this game, he is going to be starting at fullback here. See what he can do up against a very tough opposition in the Sharks, like I mentioned, in Xbox as well. And then, so yeah, I would have been, it's about $72, isn't it? Or somewhere around there, Kyle. Do you think that if it gives a couple updates or something along those lines, it will be any good, or do you still think that it will be bad? I think you can actually get a refund on Xbox if you do want to. If it is digital, that is. I think you can actually get away with getting one if you have only played it for a few hours, maybe. So it might be something to look into if you aren't too keen on the game and do want your money back. And what do you think about it? It's all right. I haven't played Rugby 20, so I think I'm kind of going into it on a clean slate type thing, but it's decent. They just need more licenses, I think, to really be able to have the likes of the Gallagher Premiership. It'd be great to play as the Springboks, and they won, and can't believe the Cheetahs won. Exactly right. They did do just that. They were awesome in that performance, able to get themselves a big upset win there, and now it makes me very excited for this game. Looking at the bench, Just also it will be Blula. Hopefully I pronounced that one not too far off. Then Jacobs, Roots, also Thimbalani Boli, Noah, Joan Noah. He is going to be another player who did actually get carded in the last week's game, I believe, of the URC for not Ron Stanelli and Nohamba. And then Mari Costa will be the other replacement. Then it is Jacques Husson, also Blues. Then Welbach. Hopefully I pronounced that not too badly. I think that's going to become my saying for South African matches. Hopefully I haven't pronounced that too badly. Then it is Gus, as our Lobbits, I should mention, Burnsy, Fulhata, Cade Fulhata. It's good to see him back because I know last year he did end up getting injured in one of the games, which was a big shame. So hopefully he is going to be all right. He is an up-and-coming talent, that man. And then Ethan James, he is going to be the final replacement for the Western Province. I wish the Super Rugby was in Rugby 22. It would be pretty awesome if they did have that. And the other thing that would be awesome is if they had the option of more than 4 customized teams, because I think that really limits you in terms of what you are really able to do in those ones, because you can't do Gallagher Premiership as well as the other side. Let's go Western Province. Let's go. As I says, Wet Willie there, so he is going for them in this matchup, and it should be a very exciting game. Like I mentioned, the Greek was, they were able to win that first game. Then it was actually the win in favour of the other side, who I can't think of at the moment, the Cheetahs, of course, who were able to get themselves a win just before up against the Bulls, who had actually won both of their games. So now I think the Cheetahs are the only undefeated side in the competition, other than the Sharks, who have only played the one game. And can you use the chatting on WhatsApp app? Are you any app using for chatting as well? And there says, Michelle, I don't actually use WhatsApp. I probably use Discord more than anything. And where is the Xbox? As I says, Henry Samuel still sitting next to me, although I did not get a chance in between them. I say, yeah, brother. As I says, Wet Willie. Well, I'm doing very well, thank you, mate. It's a hectic time of the year with all the rugby coming back around the corner. It's pretty much eat, sleep, rugby, repeat, but I am absolutely loving it as well. Super Rugby is back this weekend. Let's go. Let's go. It is indeed the preseason. I believe there's only one game that is going to be shown on New Zealand television, and that is the Super Rugby game between Moana Pacifica and the Chiefs, but we will still be doing that as well. I have no idea what WhatsApp is. Oh, I'm so old. I think it's kind of similar to, do you have Messenger, Katie, from Facebook? Kind of like that kind of thing, how you can message as well as ring as well, I think is the other option for that one as well. But yeah, we don't normally have it, or I don't think we've got too many Kiwis who do use WhatsApp. We normally use Messenger or something along those lines as well. But currently they are showing a little bit of a promo there for Israel Adesanya. Who's he taking on? Oh, Robert Whittaker again. That's going to be a good battle. Maybe I do need to do possible UFC live stream perhaps, watching along with that one. But currently, is that Derek Lewis as well? Geez, there's going to be some good fights on that card. Well, it looks like Lewis versus Tai Tuivasa. Yeah, no, I'm doing that card, I think. 13th of February, I'm going to have to write that one down because that seems like a very good option, as I haven't logged into Facebook seriously since about 2015 as well. That site is just foul as well. I'm the same. I don't think I've used Facebook other than to wish certain people happy birthdays as well. Good to hear. Thanks for the great content as well. Province, my last game in the slip, 1,000 deep. Right. Let's hope they get themselves a win then for that one. Or actually, that's a tough one, Wet Willie, because we know of someone else who's got a $200 bet on the Sharks. As well, there it is. Says Natal Sharks better not piss me off. I just put $500 on them to win to get all my money I've lost this week. Says Aiden. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one. So it's either Wet Willie makes himself a little bit of money or Aiden makes himself a little bit of money. There's going to be one happy man, one unhappy man. But I can't wait for the Hurricanes and to watch Julian Savia, Artie Savia, Geordie Barrett, and TJ as well. And bro, we want chats on any other apps if you use it as well. So I use Messenger a little bit, although that would be my personal one. Instagram, sometimes on Instagram a little bit in terms of on the Kiwi Lads Instagram. Other than that, though, I think it's just pretty much Discord that I do use. I don't really use too many social media platforms overall. I'm a basic boy. I use YouTube. I use WhatsApp, or not WhatsApp, sorry. I use Discord because I have been told that is a good one to use. And then other than that, I'm just pretty much a free bird. In that regard, bloody hell, seriously, I put 1,000 on. Let's go at 2,000. All my savings. Give me a minute. No, Aiden. That is 1,000 rand. That is actually only $100 for that one. So you've already put them way up. And there as well. So you don't need to put any more money on there. Don't touch your bloody bank account. And good luck to us, brothers, says Wet Willie. And also here we got there, same little brother. Up the Canes as well, Aiden. You're losing all your money. Just stop. As I'm saying, I have a basic boy syndrome as well. Says Katie Dixon, but now it is going to be the South African referee in charge, Griffin Colby, ready to go for this one. Tim Swirls will be kicking this one off for the Western Province, and it should be, like I mentioned, a very exciting game. We are going to be here at the Kings Park Stadium for another matchup of bloody good South African rugby. That is for sure. It's currently 7 a.m. here in New Zealand, so I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth, but hopefully it's words and not anything else. We are ready to go, though. The Western Province going from left to right here. And can we play Rugby Challenge 4 together for my birthday? It's on 18th of March, so very close to Isaac and also George's birthday for that one, Henry. Hopefully we can squeeze it in. It depends on whether or not we do actually go up for the weekend to visit Isaac and Province Day of the Underdogs. So it says Wet Willie there. That's going to be kicked downfield straight away with the clearance, but we are underway now, and it was Grant Williams, I believe. That's a lie. That's name of not him. It was actually Cameron Wright. They kick it out, and thank goodness you've stopped me as well, says Aiden. Yeah, it's South African rand for the kind of currency department in there, but maybe it's about time you take your money out of your TAP account again and just go to not that much, dollars are fine. And they're Ulricus Pretorius. Is he even playing? I don't think he is, but he's just been nailed in that tackle. It was actually Cornell Smith who did get smashed in that one. But currently we expect a physical game of rugby from the Sharks. But the Province, they aren't too scared of putting in the big hits. It's, I'm going to call your bank, make them freeze your accounts until the rugby is all over. As I'm kind of feeling poor now, says Willie. It's still a huge bet to have on, that is for sure. Going to be bouncing back once again. Now just on the side, geez, that's been ripped well and truly away, but it's going back for the scrum feed we have got there. Rand as well. And there says Wet Willie, and also we have got there the Sharks team looks like good, or looks really good compared to the Stormers side. Although that's the thing, they may look really good, but they've still got the chance of a possible upset, depending on how it does end up going, because we've seen so many times South African rugby, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You never know what way it is going to be going. And currently, like we've got there, they are the underdogs, exactly right. The Riquas were actually underdogs in their game, I believe. Then the Cheetahs able to get themselves a win. Very even pack weights, 843 kgs for the Sharks compared to the 850 or so of the Western Province. And Irish Bro, you bring a new Kiwi Lads app for just messages all viewers, some chats on a few times. It's possible as well, says Michelle. I don't actually know too much about designing apps. I would recommend Discord, though, as a good one, because we have actually got a Kiwi Lads server that's going to be the penalty to the Western Province. But yeah, pretty much on that server, we can just have a chat with all you guys as well. And I got that. I got a 9-volt battery, and a packet of Swiss cheese. It's my budget for betting on the games as well. It's weird that you say batteries, because I'm actually holding my vlogging camera's battery at the moment, which I don't know why I'm doing it. I actually charged it up. That is why, to give it a good charge. And we are going to be hopefully filming something very soon. And this is not the Stormers, bro. As I call them the Stormers again. I do apologize that I keep on saying that one. And then anytime the Stormers play, I call them the Western Province. And the only consistency in South Africa rugby is the yellow cards, as well, says the run there. And also we have got there why has Ben Lamb left the Hurricanes and not on the All Blacks as well. He is actually playing for Bordeaux at the moment, I believe he is at. So he will be getting plenty of money over there, I would think. So doesn't really need to come back over to the Kiwi side of it as well. We'll see quite a few overseas players maybe returning at some stage, but a lot of the ones who were going to return have already returned type thing as well. Currently, the Sharks, they've got an opportunity from 40 out. Missed that one. It's just gone away to the left-hand side, and Kerwin Bosch unable to convert for his first kick of the day. We have got there, Katie. Maybe you should not do that. I'm lucky I'm not married. Otherwise, I would probably be divorced by now, says Aiden. There. It depends who's in charge of the bank account, I guess you could say, as well. But now Tim Swell inside of the 22. Going to be put in the dropout, but currently 3 minutes 30 into this match. Kerwin Bosch and the Sharks are playing sloppy as well. Says Aiden, it looks like it's going to be Noshia now, driving his way up to the halfway line, trying to get straight on it with the Province, but not quite able to get it back. Quincy Morna, that man is a hard man to put down. Now Cameron White fires it back. It's gone through the hands. Werner Koch now on the outside, just doesn't quite link up with the winger, and that is going to be another mistake from the Western Province. Can Bowden Barrett just come back to the Canes as well? He is actually, I know that he's in New Zealand at least, so that's a good start, possibly. And also we have got the don't sweat about it. Look at me, I'm divorced and I'm kick-ass as well, being single ain't so bad. So that says Katie Dixon, and can you see why Kerwin Bosch was demoted, or can see why Kerwin Bosch was demoted to the Currie Cup? Because who's their 10 at the moment in the next competition, or in the URC? Who they got at 10? I can think of all of their number 9s. I know Nohamba. I know Jaden Henriksen. I know Grant Williams. I can think of all those guys. Who is their number 10 at the moment? Who I can't think of. Oh, that man's just landed on his face there. I believe it would have been not Tim Swell. I think it was Cornell Smith. Did fall straight on his face. Currently, they have been told to use it once again. And we put in it high here. For Simler gets plenty of height on it, trying to line it up. It's an awkward one, but both sides. It's a knock on there, though. The ball touched me, and it is going to be a scrum feed for the Sharks as a call from the referee. I don't think that will ever happen, little brother, as I know unless it's a family reunion barbecue or something. As when does the season start for Super Rugby? We have got the preseason games coming up this weekend, and then after that, we are actually going to have, I believe it's the 18th or so of February is when the first game of the actual round kicks off, and it will be Moana Pacifica taking on the Blues. It's the very first game we get to see. But to Chamberlain, he's the guy. How did I forget that? He's in Rugby 22 as the halfback. Oh, sorry, as the fly half for that one. It's not a good... You know what? Some of these South African names are just escaping my mind at the moment. It could be because it is 7 a.m. Could be something to do with it possibly, but now going to be fed in once again here by camera. Right, I might have to go to the casino tomorrow. I wouldn't. I would just leave the casino where it is. It's not going anywhere. So just leave it there. Don't need to visit it unless you want to look at the bright lights, but that's about all you do. The casino, that one's going to be curling around, and it is once again going to be the Scrumpy. I got to know as well. And also Rowan agreed. And there, I'm getting the tongue rolls really going and move the New Zealand squads and Moana Pacifica to Queenstown. Also, the Western Force are on the East Coast. They're making the effort to make Super Rugby have love as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, I did see Queenstown is going to be the location of all the games. Hopefully, they do all go ahead and we don't miss out on too many of them in the near future, but we will have to wait and see, of course, whether or not we have cancellations of games. I'm really hoping we don't. I'm hoping the cancellation games are going to be non-existent and we just have postponed games. Maybe Cheetahs Dominic take it over the Bulls in that game as well. Might just have to be me as well in there. And I just give a prediction, mate, says Ryan. Now, I can say that you guys in the last one, on the match you were asking for my prediction, I did keep it nice and secret. And the reason for that is because I did have myself, like, we were showing my TAB account pretty much, or we were talking about it, and it had 30 cents in it. So I put 10 cents on a certain result here in terms of a certain amount of something in the points differential between the two sides. Oh, a little bit of push and shove there. So I'm going to not tell you my prediction, but it's there. If I get it wrong, I don't make my money, which was nothing anyway because it was 10 cents. So I don't really mind that 10 cents overall. I'm joking, guys and girls, carved out as well. Says Aiden, it's hard to tell sometimes, you know, because you're like, hey, I'm going to stop betting big. And then you're like, hey, I spent $300 on one day. Yay. And also, we've got the, still with us, buddy. How you doing? And there says Katie Dixon to Kevin. Now trying to roll this one around by the looks of it. The Western Province getting a little bit of a march for Simla now going to the short side, trying to link up nicely. Going close to the touchline, taken now by, I believe that would have been the number 6, which for this one is James Fenter. Now going back across once again. Big bump off there from Noche. Now right, goes back Kerwin Bosch. That's another handling error. And that is not what they will be wanting. It's a handling error. Just after handling error, that was a knock on by the Western Province, but they have let it slide. That's another handling error. That's another handling error. That's another. What is going on here with hands? Whoops, that was a very loud clap. That was an accident. There's a little bit of a wrestling match going on between the two teams. I wasn't supposed to clap there. I was just supposed to like try and say that you're supposed to hold the ball, and it was just a very loud clap. It's 7 a.m. at the moment. Hopefully I didn't wake anyone up. It was just Jason Alexander playing as well. I don't remember seeing the name for that one. And also we have got there handbags as well, says everyone. And also Hamish, you do obviously don't touch your bank account yet. Him using his bank account. And there as well says Henry Sam, and also Smacks McBack Ruggers spending quality time together. And there says Katie Dixon. I don't know how that happened with so many handling errors in a row. I don't think it's slippery out there. And Province, this game rigged as well. I mean, how many teams pay their effort? Just like the All Blacks as well. This is Aiden. Although I did see a knock on from a Western Province player a little bit further back, but everyone seemed to just let it slide. So I don't know whether or not they decided the ball went far enough forward that it was the advantage over, even though it would have been theoretically backwards. For those, how loud was that clap, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, when it did go through the microphone at 1 a.m. in here in Vietnam? Come on, the Sharks. As I says good, so he is going for them, and hopefully they will be able to have a good performance here. Get themselves a decent win, but now driving their way forward here. The Western Province holding nice and solid there for the Sharks. It goes up. It'll be passed off now. Bounce pass. Getting closer and closer to the line there. Cornell Smith offloading it back. That's another knock on. But it's going back for the penalty. Offside as the goal, and AKD was just making popcorn as well. And there, I'll make sure not to burn it this time. And also, I don't know, you're just making the betting sites rich as well. And there says, Ryan, sounds a little bit like it at this point in time. They will be loving him. As our morning says, Amy Spencer, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well at the moment. It is 10 minutes into this game, and it's 0-0 in the other game that we just witnessed. It was probably 2 tries almost for both sides by the 15 or 20-minute mark. So it's certainly a little bit different. You have to take the wins with losses, bruv. As there says Wet Willie. Currently, it's going to be nice. I don't know here. By the way, I did lose another 100 on the Pumas. Oh. It's not a good day then. Good luck with the popcorn. Yeah, burnt popcorn is like burnt hair. Unpopular or not popular. As there says Katie Dixon. How does one burn hair? I guess in a hair straightener, isn't it? And what it's like as well. And there says Henry Samuel, you have to be a little bit more specific for that one, unless you're talking about the like button on the video, but it is just down below. And you can hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. That one has gone over, and now the score is going to be 3-0 in favour of the Western Province. We have got there. Wonder why the temperature has suddenly dropped. Seems like Spencer is here. I don't know. Whatever you want to bet, I just bet the opposite. That way you will win as well. And he says it on. I could stop betting on it. As maybe I should take a break. It wouldn't be a terrible idea because I know that like betting sites, they do actually have to have a button that you can press like to kind of time yourself out. So maybe a 30-day timeout or something like that, or a 2-week timeout might be not a terrible idea. I'll give you some betting advice from myself and Province as well. There's how he's going for the Western Province at this stage, and they are 3-0 up in the early stages of this game. The Sharks certainly do need to make sure that they don't make too many more mistakes in the early stages of this one. Masimla going to be kicking this one up high by the looks of it. Just send it very high, and it is going into touch. Trying to take the quick throw, not happening though. That ball has just run away. Province as well. And they're in play online Rugby Challenge 4 and winners Rugby Challenge 5 coming out. I don't know whether or not they are going to be making a Rugby Challenge 5. They probably still will because they love money, even though like they won't bother about trying to make it a decent game. So greetings, Vegemite Father. It's on there. And also I'll break the lights and go with Western Province for a win here. See the Rowan. At the moment they are showing Notche, certainly a beast when it does come to the way that he plays. And they've got that one nicely. The Sharks on the halfway line now. Kerwin Bosch. Is it the best option to put? Oh, yeah, Pinke was offside. If he does end up taking this one, it's stolen though. And now on the outside, it's going to be Notche. Great tackle on him. And it is still going to be on the side of the Sharks. So Cameron Wright goes back 22 metres out. It's going to be almost a knock on there. But it does just go safe. Almost stealing the ball there. Good clean out from the number 3, Kerwin Bosch, trying to step through. It's just been tackled well by it was Chad Solomon. Wright goes back across. Marius Lowe now. You know that man's just going to throw his body at the line. Throw everything into it. Werner Koch is the same. But Noshia dragged down, I should say. Now trying to get the draw and pass going. Ball goes down to the ground once again here for the Sharks. They're not really making too many meters at this stage. And also Castle Wizardspell using the broom. You shall not pass. As I'd also, so what is like playing Rugby Challenge 4 online? It's not good, unfortunately, for that one. Sadly, like we did try it, me and George, and the internet connection was absolutely shocking. I don't know whether it was our internet or whether it was actually the game, but it was just glitching all over the place. And there was just no way really of being able to completely control it. I guess the Sharks are knocking on every ball that they get. As though, yeah, it is not going well on blue and white. As though in there, so he is going for the Stormers. And this matchup are currently now 13 minutes into this game. It will once again be another scrum feed for the Western Province. The Western Province, as I like to call them. Hello, everyone, says Brandon. Welcome in. The Liza, how are you, little brother? How you do? And there says Katie, but now currently 25 metres out from their own line. Masimla will be feeding this ball in. This one, and how much do I have to pay you to time out the Province fans, Hamish, as well? And there says Aiden. You know, everyone's got a price, and no, please, man, Salty Shark as well. There, although I think Sebastian's Romanian, so he's not actually a Sharks supporter. Well, that one is going to be kicked him behind. That looked like taking the man out. It's gone into touch there and put $1 in the box as on their timeout or not. I will win. Robert says Whitley. That is a good point at this stage. It might not affect the result. I did have I actually had a container that I found the other day in my room, and it gave me nice memories from the olden days in terms of like probably a year and a half ago when we first started the channel, and rather than being able to plug into our modem, I used to have to buy data every single day to be able to actually kind of reset or not reset. Sorry, I had to buy data every day on my phone to be able to actually upload videos and whatnot. So I used to have a little jar that I had was like a Wi-Fi data fund, pretty much, and any coins that I had would just go straight in that one. And that was my way of like starting up the YouTube channel pretty much, because it was a $10 a day data plan that I didn't need to get to live stream. So anytime we had a live stream, like if we were doing 3 live streaming days a week, it was just $30 straight up, boom, just out the window for that one. But it was worth it. In the end, we were throwing money at it left, right, and center, but it did work out for us, which is very happy news for ourselves. And was that for me? I don't support any South African teams, just watching for the quality rugby as well, says Sebastian. And also I'm flying to the stadium, turn off the power in Durban. It's can you you can't put the scoreboard on time, mate. And back to work starts at 8 a.m. An early one at East, I don't know. We have our B team playing now, Willie, as well in there. Yeah, this stage is going to be interesting to see how it does go. for this matchup between the two sides. Currently, I would say I don't think we're going to get to see a bonus point anyway for either side for scoring 4 tries. I know that it's still very early. It's 15 minutes, but they seem to be quite good at stalemating each other out. A little bit, you're an inspiration to us all, Hamish, as well. And this is Katie Dixon. I mean, it was like, that's the thing. I've probably spent a lot of time awake over the last year and a half, but I would not sleep for a second in terms of like changing what we have done over the last little while. As our Kiwi lads, this is my first game of Rugby 22, or first rugby game in 2022, and we have got Super Rugby just around the corner. Mario Slowey somehow being able to hang on to that ball. He actually ended up dropping it for a start. I don't know whether it's the greasiest field out there at the moment. They're playing in the barbecue. But now wide cut-out pass from Kerwin Bosch out to Yapinka, who normally puts the ball down, but surprisingly hangs on to it for that one. Passing it back now to Kerwin Wright. Still throwing themselves at the line. Good go forward here for the Sharks. 25 metres out. Can they get over the line for the first time? And this match, it's a flat ball. Goes to absolutely no one. It's going to be dropped, though. Was knocked backwards is the call once again. And now going back. Geez, there's some rough handling in this game so far. Everyone's juggling at the moment. I think we will both get bonus points. Do you think it will be for the 4 tries, or do you think it will be for someone being within 7? Well, that one, do let me know. New Zealand rugby is way more predictable. The Crusaders will obviously be everyone's senseless this year. Tasman, although they did not make it a Super Rugby Trans-Tasman for the final. So I guess there's a chance. That's the thing with the playoff games. Going to be exciting. And also, okay, well, he's sold thumbs and well, we have got the yes, says William bloody hell, there was a knock on. What was that? Is Friday night at 7 p.m. Kiwi lads. And also, I got a bet going as well, bruv. So I need to believe 100% no negative vibes in there as well, says Willie. I feel bad because normally we've only got one person betting on it and we know what side they're going for. So normally it's like someone will like get it wrong or they'll get it right. Whereas this one, we've actually got someone on both sides. It feels like a weird situation for us as well. I feel like I got a heat rash on my forehead. Well, it looks very spotty at the moment, but I don't think it was like that earlier. So I think it's just the heat from today. Is it raining? It's still like kind of, it's not sunny. It's not raining. It's kind of muggy and overcast, which sucks. As I watch New Zealand club teams are the biggest rivals in the ITM Cup. I would say, we've got a few. You'd probably go the likes of, I mean, Auckland Tasman is a good rivalry just because they're always right up the top. Canterbury Tasman, Canterbury Otago, anyone Canterbury Auckland. No one seems to like Canterbury too much. Those others, yes, Willie, as on there says, not every day. And also, I'm going to make my coffee to wake up. So says Brandon, that is a good idea. Currently 7:19 a.m. here in New Zealand. We have been up all night doing these live streams for the Currie Cup. There's going to be a pre-push there from the Western Province, taking the quick tap there for Noshia. Just showing himself at the line. Can they get through here for the Sharks? It's a pass out to Kerwin Bosch. Ball in behind once again, put down by Mario Slow. Okay, they're going back for an original penalty for not being back 10. This is not ideal for either side. I'm trying to look to see whether or not there's any surface water or something making it slippery because for some reason no one can hold this ball. Not back 10 metres. They're going for another scrum here. Interesting choice from the Sharks. They've decided against going for the corner. They've decided against going for the 3. They've decided, right, we need to try and get something going here. It's the West Coast Rugby. I've seen it in a while, so hopefully it doesn't prove you sound like a South African now. As that says, Ryan, I've been working on the voice overall in terms of the pronunciations of the words. You know, we're getting closer. Some of the names are still very tough to say, like Minombo Zwilindaba is in the midfield as well. And also we have got there, Kyle has said, anybody have a link for me to catch the game, please? Or what are we, Currie Cup? I know that the URC games have their highlights on YouTube. I'm not too sure about the Currie Cup, unfortunately, though. Tell you what, at halftime, if you are willing to wait around that 20-minute mark, I'll see whether or not I can find anyone uploading highlights of the game. I don't think it is anywhere live unless it's through subscription, though, unfortunately. For this one is going to be tight as well. Does look very close once again. The Western Province giving away the penalty at scrum time. Now what do they do? Okay, they are taking on the shot here for Kerwin Bosch. Currently just grabbing that tee and going to be hopefully converting this one. He did actually get the last one wrong. Photos on Currie Cup highlights are on YouTube. Oh, so they do actually have them on YouTube. Do you know the YouTube channel that they're on, Rowan? Is it a genuine YouTube channel or is it just a random one? And Cheers Brew, as thanks, mate. Says Carl, no worries, mate. That's the thing. I wish I was able to show the game, but I always end up in that situation of like, if I show any match footage, audio, they just take us off YouTube for about 3 months. Is normally the amount that they do, which is always very rush. It should be on Sky Sports and New Zealand Supersport and South Africa. Also the Springboks. Oh, okay. Springboks YouTube channel is the one. Okay. Kuanbosh gets it over, and now the score is going to be 3-3 for that one. So the Springboks YouTube channel, one moment. We might be able to bring that up relatively quickly for the Springboks. One moment. Springboks YouTube. There we go. No, that's the wrong one. Springboks. I think it's, oh, okay, yep. I think I found it. We will go like this. And I believe that is the right YouTube channel, if I'm not wrong, for the Carling Currie Cup. So be sure to check out that channel if you do want to see the highlights. Unfortunately, like the live stream wise or live game wise, I don't think they've got too many options unless it's paid subscription, but that is a way of watching it for free for the highlight side of it as well. And also, Amish Bro, your breakfast done at morning as well, says Michelle. I haven't actually had my breakfast as of yet, but I'm sure there'll be some breakfast on the card at some stage, seeing as it is actually morning now, although it is night for myself because I have not slept as of yet since waking up at like 1, but now driving forward once again there. It's another good crash ball from Cornell Smith. Almost, yes, he does drop the ball. Does end up, they say that it goes backwards though. And Masimla now trying to sneak his way up the middle of the field. Trying to get his side back into this match. Good inside ball now, the big man running for Marabi. Finding the offload as well. Now that ball bouncing back. The Sharks dive over it. It's a penalty advantage, and it's a penalty there for the players not being able to roll away. And also, it is the right one, and Bosch miss as on there. And also, you can watch the highlights on the Supersport channel afterwards. I do, obviously, as well. Miss. And there as well. But now it's going to be Tim Swill will be lining up this kick for a side. But currently 3-3 between these two sides. It doesn't seem like either side willing to take the back foot. I'm also a Sharks fan, but I'm not confident they will win here. And that's the thing. If they lose this game, all of the underdogs have ended up losing. Or sorry, all of the underdogs have ended up winning for this round. So I believe the reasoning behind that, the ball bounced away. Okay, so that was because they dived over because the ball wasn't quite out of that ruck, which is why they were penalised for that one. But now the Sharks to line it up and to make the score 6-3 here in favour of the Western Provinces. Okay, let's go Province as well. Dear Sharks, remember, Sharky says no booing as well. It's hit the post. It's bounced away to the side. And Tim Swill has missed it. Come on now, Swill. Just away to the left. And jam toast butter sandwich. All the varieties of morning breakfast as well. And he says, show, it's a good option. All this pizza in the fridge. No, I won't have pizza for breakfast. I don't think I'm that kind of devilish as well. But I would say, you know, a nice sandwich or a nice bit of toast or something. Breakfast and a cup of tea for starters, I think that could be a good option. I have got the lineup, so I will put them up on the screen for you there as well. So this is the Sharks lineup. I will put it to the Western Province in a very short moment as well. I wouldn't say the Riquas were the underdogs as well. They always do quite well against the Pumas. Oh, okay, there's a player who is down at the moment and he does not look in a good way. He's literally upside down. I think he might be knocked out. Okay, this is not looking too good for one of the Sharks players here. I think it was actually Arenza who has stayed down. And hopefully he is going to be all right. I think he's just woken up from a bit of a sleep. As though he's going, what's happening? Are we playing rugby or what? Are we just sitting on the ground? Are we playing musical chairs? We got Super Rugby maybe based in Queenstown. Invercargill may get games as well. I do see that they are going to be relocating to Queenstown for the first 3 rounds, I believe it is. And then from there, they will see how they go. But what I will quickly do now is we will switch over to the Western Province lineup for this matchup. That's the Bulls versus Cheetahs. Forget that one. There we go. That is the other one. Thanks for the lineup so much as well. Says, no worries, mate. We do add them pretty much on every live stream, just the ones that we are able to get. And hopefully, you know, it's a nice way of doing it just to keep you guys informed about what is happening in terms of the lineups. And also, when I can't pronounce a name, just put it up on the screen and hope for the best. As on the Sharks, and there says Rene, so he is going for them at the moment. But Renzo, I wouldn't think he can continue if he was pretty much knocked out, unless it was just an injury of some sort that wasn't him being concussed. He's got up, they've sprinkled him with water. He's going to continue this match. As Queenstown is now for rugby, as Las Vegas is for poker, as well. See Sebastian there and get off. Come on, as our Province. He's going for the big time Well, that's game and I'm back as well. Says Brandon, so welcome back, mate. Hope you are doing well. What we will quickly do as well is we will put on the benches. There you go. That is who is going to be coming off the bench for both of these sides. Looking forward to seeing number 22 for the Western Province, Vulhata, because he was quite good in the original Currie Cup that I was watching last year. Then he got injured. That could have been the injury there, the big number 4, but he joins from the back of the ruck on the maul and tries to slow it down, and he has done just that. 24 minutes into this game at the moment, and it is 3-3 between the two sides. Cameron Wright puts it high. Going to be chased hard now. It's taken beautifully close to the touchline now. Masimla takes it now, fires it back across field. Lilian Zas trying to get the step going, ball on the inside. Shut down, ball bounces up to Marius Lowe. It's a brilliant tackle on him, though. Having to clean out from way back. It's going to be jumped on there, but straight on the ball. No, it's a penalty. Yes, it is to the Sharks. Tell you what, that was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They've taken the quick tap now for the Sharks. Notchia just throwing himself at the line. Grant Williams, no, instead it's a bigger man. It was actually Foster around the side. Now Cameron White driving himself closer and closer. Only 1 meter out for the Sharks. They can smell blood in the water at the moment, and they can see that try line that they're trying to get over. Crawling closer and closer. Tackle release. 1 meter out at the moment. Quincy Mona. Can this man get over, or does he decide to offload it? He charges himself at the line like he is a cannonball. Cameron right now fires it wide, and it's the try there for the Sharks, and it is going to be the number 15, Radebi, was able to score it. And also we've got their slow. It's good for us as well. And also we want to see some action from Pedersen. Australia is still playing that weird netball rugby. Not that I know of, but I don't think I ever really followed it completely. That one. And also we've got there put Vulhata and Roberts on as well. And also requires Cheetah's Province, trust me, as well. Says Wet Willie is the underdog, and Vulhata is class. Yeah, he's a very, very good player. And if he didn't get injured, you know, that man's got a bright future, and hopefully that is the only injury we see from the youngster, because the worst thing is when you see injury after injury for these young guys, and they just end up losing years and years of their rugby career. Like, you don't get a very long rugby career, a lot of players. Like, you want to play when you're at your peak, and Cade Vulhata at the moment, even though he's so young, he's starting to get close to that peak for himself. But currently now the Sharks, they have been able to take the lead in this game for the first time of the match, and no ish in there as well. And we can bounce back as well, says and not everyday cultist. That's the thing. Still very early on in the match, and South African sides, they know how to counter-attack. We saw it in the Bulls game up against the Cheetahs. The Cheetahs scored 3 seconds later. The Bulls score at the other end. I had only just finished talking about the other game, or the other try, and they had already added another one to the board. McCurlin Bosch from the touchline now, about 38 meters out on the angle here. Not going to be a very easy kick. Strikes it nicely, though. Strikes it very nicely. It's gone over from Curlin Bosch, and the score now 10 points to 3. Now in this game, doing very nicely for themselves here, the Sharks. And they will want to keep on going and going and going and see whether or not they can push themselves towards that bonus point. I know we're still very early, of course, but it's worth a crack. Might as well score as many as you can. And it was a good try there for Radevi. Another yawn. Going to be taken nicely by Van Geeren. Now driving himself for currently 30 meters out almost from their line here, the Sharks. And it looks like Cameron White might be putting up the box kick here. And he does indeed. Tried to charge it down there. It would have been May Hazen, just not quite able to get to it. That's a brilliant take from Sergio Pedersen. Wrestled to the ground, though. Still on the side of the Western Province. Masimla, once again, just bouncing one of the big forwards off the defensive line. It's a good kick in behind here. It's going to be a little bit of pressure on Radebi, sorry, I should say. He's been tackled low. Currently still the pressure is there. Cameron Wright gives it off to Curlin Bosch. Just put it way down the field as well. So Peterson trying to say that it was taken back. Referee disagrees, and also we got the Rabetti on there, so we will go like that as well. And 7 minutes ago here in South Africa, or 7 minutes ago here in South Africa, it was 22 of the 22nd, or sorry, of the second 2022. That's a lot of 20s and 2s as well, that is for sure. And also the Welsh Rugby Union has moved the curb alcohol-related disorder, or moved to curb alcohol-related disorder by ordering the bars to be closed during the second half of this year's Wales home games in the Guinness Six Nations at Principality Stadium. Just read that on Rugby Pass. And the Lushers will riot as well. That is a big call from them. And is that because that kid got thrown up on at the rugby? Because I know that happened, didn't it? And that was unfortunate for the kid, of course, because he got thrown up on. And you never want to get thrown up on, I wouldn't think. As I come on, Bosch come on and play here in Cape as our Sharks are a crap team as well. It also doesn't have an identity as all the players are hired as you'll be Eastland next to Valenza. On top, it's going to be not quite taken nicely by Radebi. And once again, the ball getting knocked on. Western Province have got this one back, trying to jump on the ball. Get out of their back. Murray is slow. Himself a little bit trapped. Tim Swell now fires the wide cutout pass out to Sergio Pedersen. Got Lilian Zas on the outside. Can't quite hang on to it. In fact, that would have been Andre Manuel out on the other wing. The advantage was over. Radebi now kicks it way in behind. Just set up nicely. Now Lilian Zas this time now trying to run his way forward. Charges through the gap. Lilian Zas drawing pass. Gives it off to Masimla. Great tackle there from Yapinke. Was it a seatbelt tackle? I think that's going to be a yellow card. It's almost got to be, doesn't it? And Masimla at the moment, he's staying down. Follow us on and keep the ball province, please. And exactly right, Hamish. The 10 Hamish. Can you change the scorecard website and a font? Or have you changed the scorecard website and font? It looks different. They actually just updated the website. It does look very nice for them at the moment. That is for sure. And also, yes, give a yellow card, please. They're saying that should be okay. My first initial reaction was a seatbelt tackle for that one. I think Masimla's decided to stay down. No, he is up now, and Yapinke is actually the man who is down, but currently we have got there come on as well. And then also, what's your favourite snack for Katie? And also still only first half, it is indeed. And also must have been after that vomit incident when a man in the stands threw up on the child, wasn't it? Yeah. That would have been an unfortunate day. Imagine that as your first day going into the kind of, you go into your first game of rugby and someone just throws up on you. As well. And also, Women's Ashes first ODI is on at 3:30 live on Sky Sport 1. So I'll see Shane. So that is going to be one that we do want to, I guess I want to watch that game, but I don't know whether or not I will be awake at 3:30. Depending on how it goes, just call me John Lennon as well. And then you can expect that from the Welsh. I want to be fresh for the sheep in the valleys. And so says Morse. I mean, I know as a Kiwi that we kind of get a bad rap as well, so I can't really comment too much on that. I do want a shirt. I did show you a shirt that I bought out of Irony, which says what happens in the sheep pen stays in the sheep pen, which is a fun one. Of course, and Sabrina's here as well. Welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing well. Currently now, it looks like they will be taking on the 3 points, I believe, for this one. But yeah, Pinko, they are just showing him there. A little bit too high there, so almost a seatbelt tackle, which is why it is going to be the 3-point opportunity here for the Western Province. Currently only 30 minutes into this game. We've still got another 50 to go, and these two sides are just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just like a saw that is chopping down a tree. So, Hamish, please, can you explain what just happened with the yellow? So pretty much it was jumping over the back of the man. So it was Yapinke who ended up wrapping over, and because he wrapped just a little bit too high, it was almost like a seatbelt tackle round over the shoulder of Masimla, probably around here or somewhere. So because of that, he does end up getting himself the penalty, but he didn't end up getting the yellow card for that one, I should mention as well. They haven't taken him off the field for the seatbelt, so he is still out there. It's just a penalty, but they get the 3 points. But as my favourite noodles, I eat a few times for breakfast as well, and any morning as well. And Sabrina, did you have a stroke all over the keyboard? And also Wales can't against 15 players unless it's Italy as well. Says Ryan, or also if you're North Island, or in your North Island, your sheep are more than population of people. I think in the South Island as well. I think both islands, I think we've got about 15 million sheep to 5 million people. So everyone's got a couple sheep in their backyard just because, you got to save space. The thing is, I actually had a sheep in my backyard before, a lamb, because we were raising him because his mother didn't want him. So we decided, you know what, we'll take him on and we'll give him a home. That's going to be bouncing back now. Western Province have got this ball. Sergio Pedersen, man on the outside if he decides to use him. Does he? It's a terrible pass to him, but he's done well to take it. Therefore, Lillian Zuss, he's a big boy. He's just been body-to-body suplex there from Maria Slow. It was a solid tackle, and it sounds like it's a yellow. Zuss is not your everyday cultist, although I think it was because it was only around about here rather than being kind of around here. That is why it was only considered as the penalty taken nicely by Rabetti. Didn't actually jump for that one. Or Radebi, sorry, I should say. Why do people always say New Zealand have a lot of sheep? as well, says Rowan. I think it is because of sheep per person type thing that we do have quite a bit. Hamish, do sheep are dangerous for people? Do they attack people? Only if you annoy them too much. Normally, it's the rams that would attack you, and that's because they got testosterone flowing all throughout their bodies. And they think that you're trying to steal their girlfriends, which, of course, some farmers in New Zealand are when you think about it. But you adopt a land, that's pretty sweet, but sweet as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, we forgot. I think we had two recently, but then before that, I think it was when we were a lot younger, we used to have a few lambs every once in a while, and also cheese ham and and tomato sandwiches, and I like Indian curry noodles. And then, noodles. I love me a good bowl of udon noodles. And then, that's funny. The Welsh, New Zealanders and South Africans are all sheep farmers. And there it says, not every day. Do you know how many sheep you got in South Africa by any chance? It's probably a hard question to answer because I'd assume it's quite a few for you guys. But do let me know how many sheeps or sheepies you've got in South Africa. In fact, I could probably look it up in 7 minutes' time for the halftime break. If you don't want to bother looking it up, I can help you out for that one. But currently now it is going to be Chad Solomon throwing this ball in, taken nicely by the Western Province. Starting to move forward. I believe that number 7 here will have to take his way out of there, and he does just that. They've been told to use it once. There's a man's ass out at the moment because his teammate was like, hey, pull down your pants. Now it is going to be 15 metres out from the line. I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose. The Werner Cock puts the ball high. Tim Swell milks it a little bit. It goes out to Lilian Zas, though, and can jog into the try line and does score the try. As that sounds good. South Africa has millions of sheep, mate, as well. Says Ryan, I assume it is in the millions. Right, I'm going to do a Google search quickly. How many sheep in... How many sheep in South Africa? What we got? South Africa have 28.8 million sheep. How many people live in South Africa? South Africa population. What we got? Okay, so South Africa have 59 people, so they got one sheep per 2 people kind of thing. So a husband and wife can share a sheep, literally, if you like the pun. But in New Zealand, every person has 3 sheep as their equivalent, which I think is why they do end up having so much as well. And also the only lamb I like is one of that is a cutlet as well. Says David there. I mean, that's the thing. I do eat lamb sometimes, so I feel bad in that regard that we raise a sheep and then we're just having a lamb while he's out there in the back just chilling. In South Africa, Kangaroo got the best lamb meat in the whole world period as well. In the Western Province and the Northern Cape, we have a decent bit, but I quite dry. So not nearly as much as New Zealand. And also I have dry ice cream put in Coke. It's really nice. A spider, as we like to call it here in New Zealand, which is pretty much the combination of the fizziness and the creaminess. Fanta as well for that one. Tim Swell does get it over. It's a brilliant strike. And now the Western Province take the lead back in this one, and they will be leading 13 points to 10 here at 60 million as well. And then the Lions, Cheetahs, etc. are in a different part of the country as well. And we don't have Pumas in South Africa. And also Stormers leading at halftime. This is unexpected, says Rowan. And at the moment it's working very nicely for them. But Lilian Zas gets the cross kick from Tim Swell. And I'll say, yep. And there as well says, not you every day. But now it's going to be kicked off from the halfway line once again. Still only 5 minutes left in this first half here. Trying to time that run. Werner Cock chasing the ball out, trying to put the pressure on the man inside of his own 22. Great tackle from Werner Cock there. It was a brilliant low one, and because of it now, it does mean that Masimle, the only choice that he has got is to either fire it back or kick it himself, and that one is going to be charged down nicely. Or is it? That actually means that it is going to be the line out for the Western Province in the end because of that little deflection we have got there. Hamish, what you say there, one sheep for husband and wife. No man, rather leave that to the Welsh. Hey, as well, says Morse there as well. I feel bad because, if anyone was Welsh, they could just be like, yeah, but you're from New Zealand. So I feel like I can't really comment, can I? Because even though they are literally just rumours about New Zealand, it's not actually the case. That one, I'm excited for the Rugby Championship. I sure am. And Super Rugby as well, just around the corner, should be pretty awesome. See how that goes. And yeah, great. That province could score in the first half as well. And Hamish Pro Marino sheep found it in finding in at New Zealand. Yep, we do have quite a few. We've got quite a few breeds of sheep. And also, I like the term spider for a Coke float as well. And they're better. I wonder what the name came from. Maybe I will add it to the list of rugby foods videos on my channel as well. Could do. Try it with Fanta. Fanta is the way to go for a spider. I always love a Fanta. And also season 2 of my show coming to YouTube as well. Says Brandon there in Wales and New Zealand countries are the same size. Says Ryan. I think they're similar. Very similar. I will check it at halftime. See what the populations are sitting at, and also where the West and East Islands of New Zealand, do any people live there? So pretty much our main one is North and South Island. They are massive too. Like you've got little tiny islands off the side, which you can probably have a couple of houses on and whatnot every once in a while. Down south, even further than the South Island, there's Stewart Island, which, I mean, we had a Kia when we were down there that just kept on banging on the window all night going, "Oi, let me in. I know what's in your fridge. I didn't catch one. We caught some fish." That's the reference that I was making there. Although it didn't really look like it. Do realize nothing beats chocolate as well. This is Kevin, your chocolate. Very nice indeed. Gone down in the front row. Also, Merino sheep wool. As famous Amish bro as well. Also, morning says Betty Wagon. Welcome into the live stream in South Africa. We have cream soda as well. Ice cream soda is very nice by the sounds of it. I haven't actually ever had it as well. Well, Katie Coke floats were my favorite at school. As that says Rowan there. Currently now, the scrum, it's looking strong from the Sharks, and they will be looking to build on it and maybe get themselves another advantage. And hello, Betty, hope you're well. And there's same here. They are a classic, especially at school. Wait, so you're able to have Coke floats at school? Do they have freezers for you guys at school? Because our school, like only time we would have had a freezer was probably in the common room. And that was the later stages, and we didn't even have one. We had a pie warmer, which someone thought was a good idea. Currently now, ball at the back. Not really pushing their way forward here. Cameron Wright. Now Marius Lowe just throwing himself at the line. It's a good tackle there from Tim Swell. Decided to muscle up with the opposition. Cameron Wright just losing his footing a little bit. Now Pheasant Bata getting closer and closer here for the Sharks now. Kieran Van Veeren. It was actually Van Heerden. Oh, that man lost his footing. I believe it was a little bit of a double movement, and now the Western Province have got themselves definitely vanilla ice cream as well, says around there. And also everybody says clear. Or says clear before because of date. I'll start date on Friday 8th. As well then. Hello, Betty. Hope you're well. And then a lovely vanilla ice cream float with an ice cream soda or with a cream soda as well. Will you do live stream commentary for mega IPL auction of players as well? I don't think we'll be doing the live stream for the auction. We might end up doing a few IPL games throughout the stages as well. You didn't have freezers at school where the teachers put in the bodies of the naughty students as well. We have big gardens, and practice for like gardening and whatnot. We'd just be like, right, you dig a massive hole, don't ask questions. If you ask questions, that kid disappeared. I don't know whether or not I can say that. I guess the only thing that helps me out is the fact that it's very late in the morning, so I can blame that. They're just chucking this one. What was that accent? That was an accident. Tim Swell, it looks like there's an arm wrap and it does connect kind of high, but he should be all right. We have this thing at school every Friday where kids can sell stuff. So they sold Coke floats and stuff. And this is Ryan. And also at one of my old high schools, we had cherry water games as well. There was one of these large those large bins filled with ice and had bottles of flavored water inside as well. My favorite part was when Funny Night episode as well. And there's Brandon, but they are just checking this one. I think that's going to be completely fine. He's on the ball for Tim Swell. I don't think this should be anything more as well. There was only like 5 cherry waters out of the bottles. It was a Mad Max fight to try and find a cherry waters. Nobody wanted to mix berry ones. As I says Katie, and I say, well, Katie, that sounds like an awesome school in there as well. Okay, Tim Swill's actually going off for a yellow card. They did say that he just finished off the Sharks player, but of course he was referring to the fact that he was finishing the tackle for that one. So he ended up going relatively around there. Then it rode up. Then he finished him off, as they said, and then he ended up falling on the ground with a half by neck roll. So Tim Swill is going to be off the field for the next 10 minutes. By everyone, I'm going back to sleep because sleep is very good. When you get lots right, Amish. That is true. That is very true. And I also, Yako said hi as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. And also, Irish Bro, an Indonesia earthquake news listening TV, some alert on any New Zealand for this earthquake news channel as well, says Michelle. When did the earthquake take place, Michelle? Do let me know, because I haven't heard any news on it as of yet. But I assume we will get some if it is kind of a danger. Is there an earthquake in New Zealand, mate? As well, says Ryan. Not that I know of. Not near me, anyway, at this point in time. I don't believe this is going to be a three-pointer option for the Sharks here. They have got another man, like they've got their man in the bin. They're going to be waiting for 30 seconds here more than likely. And we were mental for coffee here. Everyone started drinking coffee in high school if they hadn't already as well. And the Kiwi Lads Game Channel live stream coming back because GTA doing a big update next Thursday, says Brandon. We're talking about it a little bit earlier on about how we've got a couple other gaming videos perhaps in the near future that might be coming out once we do get a few more of them filmed. We've got a few filmed already, kind of in preparation for the weekend, but we still need a few more, I would say, just to get us to the stage that we need. Here, Tim Swirl's just going to be waiting till we get to halftime by the looks of it. Striking it nicely. Has gone over. Okay, it is halftime. And now it's 13-13 going into the second half. The Western Province, they will have a man down for the next stage, and also let Tim Swirl stay off the park permanently as a club player. Best can't understand what Dobson sees it in the guy as well, says Morse. I would like to see Cade Fulhata make his way out onto the field. I feel like that would be a good option. Do you feel the tsunami in New Zealand after that Tonga volcano erupted? Says Ryan. I think there was more North Island that they did have the big swells rather than us in the south. Like overall, I don't think we had any impact from it. And yeah, West School, I used to like smoke pot as well. On the football field with my friends Elena and Jessica, while we served our punishment for listening to Slipknot too loud in art class as well. And also we have got there, what do you put on toasted sandwiches? I go for a cheese and ham. I think I'm a basic boy in that regard. Sometimes even just cheese. To be fair, good morning. Not here for too long. Going to drop my son off to school to going to get my booster. Be sure to get a lollipop as well. Of mum, they do give out lollipops at those, I believe. They offer you one even if you're not going to have it. You have a lollipop. They're good for you. Well, they're not really. They're quite bad for you, but you could palm it off to someone, I'm sure. But hopefully it does all go smoothly. Who win in the Rugby Sevens as well. So it was once again the South Africans who were able to get their job done. When you're gaming, Rugby 22 streams coming. Also Miss GTA as well says it was Kyle. Hopefully very soon. We are just trying to work out. I did end up getting a new Elgato to try and up the quality for you guys on the gaming live streams and everything. And I just got to work out how to live stream with it at this point in time. And then an Northland Big Ties as well, or Big Tides, I believe that would be. It's got ruined our digestive systems as well. And then also Cheesy is best Hamish degree, and he was a good sleep brother. And also Hamish, with the modern medical technology, can scientists revive dinosaurs using DNA? Can it be safe for humans to be having baby dinosaur? Well, I would think it's probably a risky process, I would think overall, because like you don't really want too many, like some dogs grow big enough, don't they? Overall. And then you're going to throw something that might want to eat people. So I don't know whether or not they would want to unless it was a controlled environment, but then I feel like it would just be cruel. So maybe they wouldn't do it. It's a tricky one. And you'll think I'm kidding, but I've met Corey Taylor in Hungary as well. A hell of a bloke. I really love him as well. And there's Sebastian. Corey Taylor. That name sounds extremely familiar, and I feel bad for not thinking of who it is. So I'm going to look it up. Save myself a little bit of the embarrassment. Corey Taylor. Who is Corey Taylor? He is an American singer of the band Slipknot. That makes sense because Katie was talking about him. I believe you. Was he wearing his Crocs as well? He's so funny. I have Corey Taylor funny moment compilations as well. And when all the rugby basketball, the Super Rugby starts as on there says more. So the Super Rugby, we have got a couple of preseason games that are coming up now. I've just seen one of the headlines about Corey Taylor. Like, if you guys search Corey Taylor on Google and then see the news headlines, he's just said an interesting quote to Machine Gun Kelly, which I didn't expect to see. I've been playing a lot of Madden 21 as well, a lot because the other games are boring now, says Kyle. But yeah, I feel like me and George are starting to find a new lease on some games that we haven't played for a little while, which is good news. Because we are going to have plenty more. That is very sick. And I was here before the Rugby Sevens. So hopefully he is going to be recovering for yourself, mate. And also Corey Taylor, lead singer of Slipknot, As I wanted you know, because do you got me on your new Xbox? I do indeed, because I do have my same profile. I wasn't wearing Crocs, I guess, because he was in a foreign country, not sure. I bet he was wearing some trainers, I'm pretty sure. There's Six Nations around the corner, it is indeed. And also Super Rugby, it will be starting up on the 18th with the Six Nations starting this weekend. So we are getting extremely close. But looking through at some of the stats for this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, for what we have seen so far, it's been an intense game. Almost 50-50 possession so far between these two sides as well. And then the territory just a little bit in favour of the Sharks. Running meters a little bit more for the Western Province. And Machine Gun Kelly got destroyed by Eminem. And there's Ryan. About 177 meters for the Western Province. And also it was 8 defenders being in 3 clean breaks to none of the Sharks as well. So you would say that the Western Province probably deserved to be in the lead for this game, but the discipline could end up letting themselves down. And also Machine Gun Kelly as a wannabe is on there. And also I'm so excited I could punch myself in the face and probably not feel it. As on Hamish, well, there's the difference between rugby and netball games. Both I seem to be similar as well. So pretty much rugby is more of a contact sport. Netball is more of a, I guess you could say, strategic one, similar to basketball, except you don't bounce the ball very often type thing as well. Who do you think will win their games this weekend for the Six Nations? It's a tough one. It's a very tough question. I'm going to say Ireland beat Wales. England sneak a win against Scotland by like 4 points. And then France just absolutely go to town on Italy. Unfortunately, Italy are kind of like that piñata that everyone's just going to keep on hitting until all the candy comes out, but there won't be any candy for Italy because, unfortunately, those boys are not going to be getting too many treats other than maybe a wooden spoon, sadly. I like Italy. It's just a shame that they aren't going to do well as Arsgrave compared to Eminem as well. He doesn't even deserve to shine Eminem shoes as well, and also I will try and catch every stream I can a little bit as well. I can be, you can be here more live stream. And there says Brandon, but they're showing that cross kick from Tim Swell straight out to Lillian's ass. Currently, it's a close game between the two sides. And why do they keep Italy in the Six Nations? I think it's down to licensing and also the fact that, like, they just, you can't really kick them out. Yes, they're not going too well, but I know it's a tricky one. I'd like to see Georgia added at some stage, but it's just going to be the big question. England will put up a big score against Scotland. There is a good chance that could be the case for that one as well. I'm just going to check the odds quickly for this game, see whether or not the Sharks are still favourites for this matchup because they haven't really been playing extremely well. So the Sharks currently $1.39 favourites, so they're not going absolutely dreadfully. They'll take it. We will go like that, and we will go like that. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Exactly 100% cement my bus as well. And also just up to you, my little brother. And also, the two best rappers in the world are Busta Rhymes and Eminem. Please leave your counter arguments in the trash bin on your way out. And also, I subscribe to your YouTube channel. Says Brandon there. And there, my guy, what's good, buddy? Welcome in, Rugby Geek. So you are doing well, mate. Hope you are enjoying the URC. Also, Gallagher Premiership, of course, has been kicking off recently. And I see you creeping closer and closer to that 1,000 mark. So hopefully you will be able to get there. Where's your kind of goal for the 1,000 Rugby Geeks, I should say? Do let me know, mate, when you are hoping to tick that over. I feel like you're going to be able to do it before the end of the Six Nations, though, is my prediction there. You're in the 800s at this stage. And also, please do start vlogs where you move it in New Zealand streets, roads, and farms going live. They're showing general public of New Zealand how they behave. Take an interview. It will be cool. As this is going, I feel like the first thing that would happen is I'd be like, hey, can I please interview you? And I would get told to F off by an old granddad probably, and it would be the funniest thing that happens this year. But other than that, hopefully, some of them might go all right for that one as well. Maybe if we're lucky. And also, bro, Hamish, it's 12:23 a.m. in the morning in India as well. But I'm enjoying your company and commentary both as well, says Vishal. Appreciate you, mate. Currently, we've got an exciting second half on the cards because currently 13 all between these two sides. And he's a poet, a slow and boring poet, as on JC Bleh. As on Hamish, your scoreline is a bit off. Have they been? They've been misbehaving, haven't they? Right. There we go. Has updated itself. It's always very slow sometimes, and it's all about where I move my mouse. If I go 2 inches that way, it's like, nah, not doing it anymore. If I go half an inch that way, it's like, yeah, all right. We'll just update ourselves as well. Currently, tackles, Sharks have been missing quite a few of them. So far, 80% of the tackles being made, isn't it? 13 all. It is indeed. Now it has decided to update itself. So hopefully it continues to do it in the second half as well. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping to get there in the Six Nations, but if it happens, it happens. I'll just in for the giggles as well. And this is Rugby Geeks, and yeah, hopefully it does make it there. Maybe, maybe collaboration on the cards. I mean, I'm not that good at Northern Hemisphere rugby overall. I mean, the Six Nations, I know some teams overall, but some of those Italian names are like, they're not coming off the tongue without some serious kind of positioning. As Buster Rhymes, 6 foot under, he's old stock as well. And this is Mawson. Also, we have got there. The best part about Jay-Z is Beyonce. Although the best part of Machine Gun Kelly is Megan Fox. Feel free to take notes. As on there says Sebastian Hamish, did you know Flashcore has a dark mode as well? Do they? Well, they do that. I feel like that might be an option in the future, perhaps, that we do look at. Is that a new thing, Ruan, or is that kind of it's been around for the whole time? One day I might just try and annoy you guys and just hold my glass up here for like 20 minutes and just be sitting here, and you guys will be like, is he going to drink the water, or is he just going to literally sit there doing nothing? And the answer is, I would do nothing. I'm down for a couple of Super Rugby. Arcalas Browsers, Rugby Geeks. Let's make it happen. I think I'm still a member of your Discord, if I'm not wrong. I don't normally post too much on my own Discord, let alone anyone else's, but I am still there. But it's our Western Province good as well. This is BDG. And also, it's been there for a while, but not sure how it works on the pop-up score as well. Okay, mate. And it says David the Mod, and also please do not at or do at as well. Or please not do at as well. Not too sure. And I'm turning 31 Saturday as best Six Nations start as well, says Kevin. So who are you hoping to win the games, Kevin, for yourself? And you are, I think, as well, says Rugby Geek, and that yellow card was rubbish for Swell as well, says Business. Yeah, they did end up saying, so what they say, they said it went there, then it rode up to the neck, and then they said, in their own words, they said he finished him off, which means something else over here, but he did end up finishing with a neck roll or something, I think they said, for that one, but he did end up giving him the yellow card for it. Where is it here? Yeah, I think it was actually the initial, contact was fine, but it was that neck roll at the end. He should have been the card. As well, it says not your everyday. It's probably a pretty harsh one, though. And for Tim Swell, he's going to be off the field for the next little while of this match, and the Sharks back out there now, and we are going to be ready to go for the next stage of this matchup. And I've been there for a while. It's been there for a while, and twerks to Buster Rhymes in a what was that? in the background during the Queen's Christmas speech as well. I'm sure she will appreciate that. The thing is, it's probably been done, as people do that quite often, and also that ref is paid off. As I do it at, I'm going to leave this YouTube channel. As on there's that Brandon. I guess you have got your coffee that you were drinking. Have you finished your coffee, Brandon, or are you still going for that one? But currently under the high ball, it is taken nicely by the Western Province, passing it back across field to the big forwards, and they have got plenty of them. Because, in South Africa, if your big forwards aren't playing, normally you've still got bigger forwards that are just waiting for their opportunity to come off the bench. The Simler now fires it high. Van Heerden tries to drive it or tries to charge it down. Doesn't quite work out for him currently inside of their own half. 40 out. It's going to be a good attack and run from Notche. Running straight over the top, busting through the tackle. Currently, Cameron Wright goes back to Kerwin Bosch. I'm not sure what the tactic is there, but it's going to be going almost into touch. No. Pulls up just short of the line. Now it's in the end goal. He can put the ball down and it will be the goal line drop out. And I wouldn't go as far as saying that yet, Rowan, is on there. And also we have got there, no. And there says Brandon, so you haven't finished your coffee yet. Would you guys, I feel like I say this quite a bit, but you guys probably find it very hard to believe me. I have never had a sip of coffee in my life. You can now judge me. But yeah, never had it. People always think because I'm up during the night and doing random hour live streams, I must either just drink caffeine like it's water or just something along those lines. But I don't know where my energy comes from. It just keeps on going. As one of my favorite songs, One Love is Blue by them Bye Bye song as well. And then says for show, and also we've got that what? As says Brandon, that looked like it was going to be a drop kick attempt there for Kerwin Bosch. But in the end, just a little bit of a juggle, which is something we have seen many times throughout these matches, no matter the team. As well, what do you think of Rugby 22 for me? It's like, oh no. It's like, so this steps is overly wrong. But it feels so bad. I couldn't even read that in one take there. I had to keep on reading it as well. I mean, it's interesting. I didn't play Rugby 20, so I didn't really have too much to base it off. I know that going back to Rugby Challenge when I played it today, I was all over the place with the controls, just because they're completely different in regards of when you press A, when you press B, and all sorts. But, I might have to send you a message, Rugby Geeks, because I've got a bit of an idea. And I think you may enjoy it. That's taken nicely by your Pinke there. It's just rolling towards his own end goal line. Sorry, it's rolling back towards his goal line, but they are currently in the 22 of the Western Province. Short side, Kuhn Bosch muscled up by Sergio Peterson, who just drives him backwards in a very good tackle. Send it back across here. The Sharks in a very good attacking position on the field currently. And riddle me this. As I'm there, says Sebastian. Oh, tell you what, I'm terrible at riddles, but go for it, mate. Do let me know. And also, we're going to up. And also, so it's basically 0-0 with 40 minutes left. Exactly right. And both of these sides, I mean, you'd think fatigue would start setting in at some stage, definitely with the size of the forwards, like I mentioned earlier on. But these guys just keep on going. They keep on bulldozing their way towards the line. They're getting closer. Norcia now. Passing that back. It's still available for the Sharks round the side once again. Now spinning out of the tackle. And it's the try there. And it was Guamedi who was able to score it. Coffee is nice as well. Okay, I'm going to let you off. As Arnold said, I hate getting tackled at the school. It's like falling into a tumble dryer as well. Says Ryan, yes, some pitches around the ground are pretty dry around the area. And also, coffee is so addicted to him. And there, as Al says, it was from Kevin. And also, so are you going to play Rugby 20 with a dude? As on there says, not yet every day. Might not be Rugby 20. Might be something to do with Rugby 22, perhaps. Coming up in the near future has the world money to buy every player as well. And also, Sharks are a bunch of wusses. And also, my Sharks is made up of 90% Batman Forever. Or my brain is made up of 90% Batman Forever movie quotes. So I know it's what Jim Carrey says as the Riddler. You know, I might have missed that one just a little bit. I need to watch more movies and TV shows. I think it's going to be my big one. And also, what's the AB's captain nowadays? Is Kane not going to be making it till the World Cup? Also, he's not a better player than Artie Savia. Are we going to see the AB splitting via the two players? I know that it's Sam Whitelock and also Artie Savia at the moment seem to be the two options. I think they also had Aaron Smith got one chance up against Fiji, I believe it was, when the other players were away. But, I mean, I think it will be Whitelock, Savia, and then maybe Sam Kane gets a couple of opportunities while you get Rain. I need it, not to you as well, says Brandon. I mean, I'll just write the Rain people a letter and just say, hey, send it to Brandon rather than me because I don't want it anymore. To be fair, it's pretty wet and it is raining at the moment. That's unfortunate. That means that George might be able to come around, though. That is a good thing about rain. Currently now, as the try to media has gone over as well. So now they have got themselves a 7-point lead in this one. And also, Western Province could easily win the Currie Cup if our entire team doesn't get bought out. As yeah, they've lost a lot of players over the last even 2 years or so. Well, house is very decent, but I have to be honest, I despise Batman and Robin. Ooh, okay. Controversy. Taken nicely there by Norcia. Kick downfield from Kuhn Bosch. It's a good kick. Downfield and try scorers at the moment. We've had Radebi, we've had Guamedi, we've had Zas as well, and really makes his David the Mod. And also, I didn't like Batman and Robin either, although I enjoyed the costumes. Batman Forever is my favourite Batman. Such nostalgia as well. And I saw Artie Savia won New Zealand Rugby Awards and Sia Khaleesi won South Africa Rugby Awards. Two very good players in that loose forward trio. It would be awesome seeing those two on the same team, but I don't think we'll ever get to see it, sadly. And also, we have got there Norcia, Khaleesi, Vermeulen, Bongi, Dupre, Van der Merwe as well, and lots more as well. And there are plenty of players that have been going on their way in most recent times. I miss you, George. Can you tell him that? I will tell him that, Brandon, and hopefully he does reply. In fact, I will message him now. He's probably still asleep. I'll say, Brandon says he misses you. Here we go. We'll see whether or not he replies by the end of the live stream. He's not normally too quick with his replying, but hopefully he does reply for that one. And also, Seal singing Kiss from a Rose is just perfect. Worked fantastically as well. And there says Sebastian. But currently, I miss George too. Please tell him I'll send him another one. One moment. I'll say Katie says she misses you. There we go. We'll send him that one as well. There we go. He's got two in them now. And also, Roscoe should have been placing for the Stormers, or playing for the Stormers. Sorry, he was bought for the URC, never played a match Yeah, Roscoe Speckman, I'm glad to see that he's getting the chance now for the Cheetahs, because I hate to see when a talented player doesn't get a chance to actually play any games whatsoever. I sing that song out loud in my house, unironically, and thanks, Irish, as well. And there's this Gary Dix, no worries at all. He will be wondering, why am I getting so many messages? And I was going to get George on the loudspeaker, says Rowan. I would like to, although I never know what he's going to say. Like that man, I have to censor him so many times in videos. So it's always a risky one. I would have no idea what he would say. He's probably still asleep at this stage, but we've got a couple videos with George coming up this weekend. So be sure to stick around for that. It's a couple games of us playing along with upcoming rugby fixtures as well. Yeah, I love him as a player. But man, he is at every club as well. And there's a BDG now. It's going to be passed back. Kerwin Bosch now putting up the kick. It looked like he was going for a bit of a spiral. It's a brilliant kick as well. 50-22. Great kick from Kerwin Bosch there. And also Drew and certainly didn't focus on quality, did they? And also my favorite hero is a man I have to be watching on TV. He, man, as well, says for show. And also I never heard a Kiwi swear in real time. You haven't met George then, because he certainly goes for it every single time. It's a brilliant kick in behind from Kerwin Bosch. No one back to cover it for that one. And the Sharks have never played Bosch. And see what happens. See what's happening right now. And there, Seth trying to cheer him up. Yeah, currently they were talking about earlier on. Who was it earlier on who was saying that Kerwin Bosch? Oh, no, I think it was Tim Swell that they were saying wasn't a good enough player. Now going to be going forward once again. It's another advantage here for the Sharks, and now they start to bulldoze themselves just a little bit closer. It's another try for the Sharks, and that is going to be very nicely done. It was in the end. Fez Mbatu was able to score it there, 27-13. It's on there, and they have now been able to bump it up to 25-13 for me. I've just got another kick to come. Just wait for Woolhart to come on, as us says BDG. It was a very good try from Fez Mbatu. Was able to get it. Yeah, they had lots and lots of villains, and they didn't polish them into the quality story. Arnie, as Mr. Freeze, was the worst thing possible as well. Although we have to admit, no one says no to an Arnold. Well, I always get scared saying that last name, and it's nothing against the last name. It's just I hate that people can like clip certain bits. So Arnold from Terminator, no one as well. And there says Katie Dixon. But yeah, I've seen it before, how people like take certain clips and then put it together. So that's why I'm slightly being cautious. Text George Charlotte Caslick misses him too. So says David the Mod. I don't even know whether or not he remembers who she is. Charlotte Caslick misses you too. He'll wake up and he'll be like, why do I have 50 messages from you? Thanks so much for the stream average buy, and also have Wade up early tomorrow for the work. Hopefully catch you in the Six Nations, and we have got plenty of Six Nations. All three games we are going to be doing as well. And also we have got there, just say Arnie, as we know what you mean. And also Gallant is going to leave us as well. No, not. Where's he going? BDG. Gallant doesn't or shouldn't go anywhere that's going to be hitting the post. Does bounce away, and currently the score is going to be 25 points to 13 currently at the moment. And have a good one, man, and have a good day at work when you go. I feel bad for the Western Province because they do lose so many players. Like you mentioned, that list, they and why do the Kiwis always stand back to the convicts as well. So doesn't take from the Aussies as well, says Morse. I feel like it's because it's like that whole thing of like you don't really pick on your neighbor because your neighbor lives close to you. Whereas if someone's way down the road, they're the ones that you're allowed to like talk trash to. Does that make sense? So it's like they're a lot closer to us than you guys are to them. So because of that, we can't afford to really annoy them too much, or else they might egg our house. You know, we don't know what they're going to do. You reckon I'm going to win? Bet 300 takes 400 return if the Sharks are going to win. They are looking pretty good at the moment. They've got a 12-point lead here over the opposition. I did have 10 cents on a bet myself. That's going to be another penalty now in favor of the Sharks. I believe they'll take the 3 because that will give them a 15-point lead, as Storm has got the bonus point yet. As I said, Rowan, they have got 1 point so far, and 1 try so far, and the Sharks have got 3, taking on the 3 points now. It's going to Racing 92. Whoa, that's new. I didn't know that was a thing on the TAB. They've actually got like stats on the match and whatnot. Since when has that happened? They've actually got like they've actually got like where it's like going and whatnot. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that was a thing. And now I'm all excited. That's going to be now the Sharks lining up this kick. I need to watch that more often. And also over there, good morning, Amish. Welcome into Livestream I. I just learned that the thingy does the thing. So that is pretty awesome. I was Amish, for example, if I call you, I say how many New Zealand dollar charge, I will pay for it as well. So I feel like our international sum is a very high one in terms of the amount that you do have to pay per call. So I would recommend, have you got Discord available to you? Because it is completely free and you can do everything on there, calling, messaging, all that kind of thing. Because he's following Trevor Nakanye as on there. Oh, yeah, they've lost Trevor Nakanye as well. For South African rugby, that is. Because who did they lose in their props that they decided to replace Nakanye with? Do you remember BSG? It was, wasn't it? And 9-12 here in the Republic as well. Says Molson also Hamish are the South Africans playing Super Rugby and their own borders as well. Says David the Mod. Sadly, we don't get to see them play in the Super Rugby. They're currently still going to be part of the URC, taken nicely there by Sergio Peterson. And also, what was that with the stats? Hamish as well says Ryan. That was actually the TAB in New Zealand as well, believe it or not. So it's kind of weird. That looked like a player went over the ball, did he? No, not quite able to turn it over. Currently, the Western Province, they're under a lot of pressure. Tim Swill kicks it back downfield. Taken nicely there by Pinke there. Going to be put high there. He looked like he was very close to that ball. Pinke takes it, finds the offload down the wing to Noche, who does get tackled. Oh, it's a weird roll thing happened there between him and Van Heerden. But now it's looking dangerous. Kerwin Bosch flat pass. It's a 3-on-1 on the outside here for the Sharks. Werner Koch to the corner. Does find the hands breaking through. Scores a try there. And the Sharks get the bonus point. They have turned it up in the second half. That is sure the Currie Cup is dead as well. I'm a Super Rugby or the Super Rugby just round the corner. Of course, in GG's Western Province, the Cheetahs are my team now. As says BSG. No, I can't even remember the initials. Is it a B to start it? BDG, isn't it? If I'm not wrong. That was a rough one, wasn't it? And I'm well for 5 a.m., says Rob. It's a very early morning start for yourself, Rob. I hope you are doing well, mate. Currently, the Sharks are just dominating. BDG, it is BDG. I just couldn't quite remember the order. I had every other letter other than the one that I was after there for a second, and I'm great. Another big yawn. Werner Koch on the outside. It was a good run down the wing from, it was actually Portgaita was able to score it. Now another hard kick for Kerwin Bosch. Well, congrats to the Sharks as well. And also, I can't watch this as Steers trying. Yeah, it's unfortunate with how close it was. It was 13-13 at halftime. And now, only 15 minutes later, there is a 20-point lead here for the Sharks. And I'm good, Amish. I'm doing well, thank you, mate. We're not doing too badly at the moment. I'm actually quite wide awake for 8 in the morning, seeing as I haven't actually slept as of yet. Kerwin Bosch, he gets that one. Now the score is 35 points to 13 here. So this is not ideal for the Western Province. They probably need 2 unanswered tries here in the next little while just to get themselves close to that bonus point. I'll be with it soon. You know, I said I wasn't tired, and now I've just yawned a couple of times. Interesting. Also, I'm trying to cheer people up. Hang in there. Our brother, it ain't over till it's over as well, says Lenny Kravitz. And also, see if the Sharks were idiots. They would have played Bosch in each match as well. And they're still going to be available for them. And if the Sharks do win this game, they are the only team other than the Cheetahs who actually won all their games so far. The right scorers, it has been Radebi, also Guamedi, then it is Mbata and Porgaita. Oi, Peterson going after that one. It's going to be a knock-on advantage almost for them. Still going to be available, though, out the side. Similar sitting there, Hamish. You need a proper Coke and brandy along with a 75% Mimpure wine. Lovely as well. What is a Mampoa? Mampoa, is it? If I pronounce that correctly, is a backline movement now for the Western Province, trying to link up. It's flicked it on the inside, just giving the ball away, though. It's all backwards. It's going to be play on now. Kick downfield. Oh, the kneecap's gone for that man. He's going to be staying down, and it's just in the in-goal area. Puts it down now. And it is going to be a goal line dropout. But close. Very close for them as well. And Yarlicki as on there says it was from BDG. BDG. Kicking it for them from the, just had his legs taken out from underneath. And like they're saying, it's very close to being a penalty. Kerwin Bosch. Now he will have the goal line drop out here for his side. Can he get plenty of meters on this, or does he decide to go short? He actually decides to go for the one just outside of the 22. But it is taken nicely by the Western Province now with the counter-attack. Sergio Peterson trying to pierce the gap. His head went backwards and then it went forwards from the way that he was smacked with that one. Tim Swell, quick hands here, rush defense from the Sharks, trying to shut them down nice and early. Currently now going back once again. This is good work so far from the Western Province. Just put phase after phase together. They've currently only got the one try. This could be the second though. Sergio Peterson, wide cut out pass him was close to being forward. Oh, he's just thrown the ball. He's just thrown the ball forward. And that is going to be once again another knock on from the Western Province. I see Sharks will win comfortably 14 plus. Didn't look likely to start, but it is now. It's us, says Jack. And also we have got the as a Western Province fan for my whole life. Our rugby is dead. As well says it was a BDG, but hopefully. Oh, massive clash. Are they saying? Oh. I don't think Fez and Bart is tackling him low enough there, and this might actually go back for the penalty. And also, we have got the most CCS with 34 as well. Our ball's at 25. And also, we have got the Mapoa wine as the South African wine is Clue. And also, we have got the Amish Pro 190 for 6 Australia under 19. His current score at 30 overs has been completely India under 19. Definitely win this contest as well. Right, so they're saying Fezambata, he actually struck the ball and then went up to the man here for this one. So I think it's going to be all right. I think Sergio Peterson actually hits the ball into his own face. From that angle, it doesn't look too good because there's no ball shown. And so everyone won. That's funny as well. And then also Sharks are not even close with only 8. Marius Lowe strategically offering the referees a drink of water if they are after it. Very strategic from that man. You don't end up being a veteran of the sport without picking up a few tricks along the way. You know, you just try and soften them up. You go, oi, would you like a drink? And the referees are like, no. It's a knock on and it's going back now. And the Sharks are going to be able to have this scrum feed now for themselves. But Sharks have improved massively the last few years as well, says BDG. And currently, Fez Mbata, he is going to get away with that one. It was wrapping and it was also just a little bit low. He did end up knocking the ball into the head of Sergio Peterson, which is where it really looked like it was the big contact. Oh, that one. Currently now it will be fed in. There's Mbate at the moment. I think he's very thankful to still be out on the field. He was a little bit worried, perhaps, for that one. But now it's going to be the scrum inside of the 22 currently. And Gallant and Speck have practically been at every Currie Cup team except the Lions as well. So I guess they've still got some opportunities left in their career. Maybe they head to the Lions at some stage. Have the Province fans left yet as well? I don't know whether or not they were allowed fans in the crowd start with, but I assume you're talking about the Lions room. No, we normally have them. Stick around to the end, and Aidan, I'm going too soon. Don't worry, as I'm just getting yours. That's everyone. Is that thoughts? And I was like, you're suddenly happy. Aidan is Mapoa as a home distilled brandy made from peach is lovely as well. Also, it's a peach wine rather than a grape wine. Interesting. Now I'm curious. So that's going to be a big push there from the Western Province. But they weren't quite able to shut it down now. Kick downfield, and it's a big old boot down to the touchline currently about 30 metres out here for the Western Province and South African wine. More like South African wine This is how we go. Oh, sorry, says Katie Dixon. I also don't apologize for the truth. I love sassy comments. And there says Sebastian, but now currently it looks like there's starting to be a little bit more fatigue out there on the field for the Sharks. They've been doing a lot of attacking, a lot of defending as well, though. And now Thimbalani Boli, that big man, making his way out onto the field. And also Nahumba out there. And I go look at the early 90s Western Province. As well, we practically never lost a match. As I'm there, boom, having a big carry pass to the back there, nicely done. Keeping the ball alive, but then Thimbalani Boli going on the field for Finta was now just piercing his way around the side of the breakdown once again. That seems like that's the tactic for the Western Province here. Just keep on bouncing around the side. Now it's a good run forward once again, and that was from Marabe, the only try scorer for the Western Province at this point in time. That's a lie, because it was actually not him who scored the try. Instead, Thimbalani Boli says, that's my ball, and I will be taking that one. Thank you very much. It's going to become a maul, though, now. Called as a maul. Blossat trying to get on it, and it's the scrum feed for the Sharks. And also, of course, Sebastian, the Sharks teaching Province a lesson. As I'm there, says Aiden. Well, you never know. Maybe we get a little bit closer at the end of this one. I'm just doing maths in my head. The Western Province get themselves 2 more tries. They might get close enough to almost get themselves. No, they'd just be a little bit out. So they actually need 2 tries and something here if they do want to get themselves the chance at a bonus point for being 7 or closer to the opposition. But Thimbalani Boli, just the body position, he was a little bit too high there. And it did mean that the big man, Blues, was able to jump all over him and was able to shut that one down pretty early, pretty well, pretty effective. Currently, the Western Province, it's weird. All of a sudden, the last kind of 15 minutes or so of this match, I feel like we're going to see the Western Province really do some nice things as well. And also, Racy was a beast mode or in beast mode with his KVW, and Frank is English Bulldog as well. And there says Morse, it's going to be a free kick now for the Western Province, taken quickly now for them as well. Rush defense from Werner Koch. Now, Julian Daba with his carry. I feel like that wasn't actually terrible pronunciation of that one. Now out the back once again, it's going to be a Blues. Now charging at the line. Going back across now once again and using their big men. Just bumped to the ground. He was just bouncing like he was a bouncy ball, that man. A little grubber of mine. Why would you do it? It's going to be taken for him, though, but you shouldn't be going for kicks at this stage. You're making momentum, or you're making ground. Every time you throw your big men at the line, keep on doing that, and you will get yourself through. Oh, that's a big contact there for Werner Koch. To work extremely hard. Still available here for them, only just Thimbalani Boli. Almost able to get in there now once again. Short ball, nice set play happening here for the Western Province, who slowly keep on bulldozing themselves closer and closer to the line. Tim Swell now on the outside. Sergio Peterson, no. Instead, trying to find the offload once again. That just wasn't available there. It's gone back. They've got the advantage. He kicks it for touch. And that is going to be the pressure relieved once again. And it's a very good kick downfield from the Western Province. And also, Katie, can we cook Province up for breakfast or dinner? As I know, mate, but back in the 1970s, 80s, South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia particularly started producing some reasonable wine as well, mass-produced and cheaper as well. And then also see the last 10 minutes, Western Province will suddenly start playing as well. And we'll stop playing netball. And I see now, I mean, it looks like Kieran van Vieren, but his name is Juste. And he is a very good player. Relax is what he just said to Marius Lowe. I don't know why Marius was not relaxed. They are currently winning this game by quite a margin. So if they continue that, currently sitting 22 points up against the Western of the Province. They'll keep on going. Western Province have turned into FC Barcelona as well. One bad coach. And our finances are absolutely as well. And then I completely understand that. But, you know, as a European, it's hard not to be smug when it comes to wine as well. Says Sebastian, we're going to lurk in the sheds like the vampires we are. As well, says Katie Dixon. This looks like a lot of stepping going onto the foot here for the Western Province player. But a couple of the big men making their way out there. That's actually Hans Goss. Or Hoss, they said. Hannes Hoss. Horse almost, but sounds like I'm clearing my throat, doesn't it? Horse. It's like Johan Horsen, except you don't quite do it as hard as that. He's only pretending he drinks wine. he really drinks blood and pretends it's wine as well. And there says Katie Dixon. A little bit of a double kind of cover-up. And where's this game being played? It is at Kings Park in Durban? No. Is it Durban? I think it's Durban. It might be Durban. Could not be Durban as well. But I think it is Durban. Running hard at the line once again. Trying to hold him up here. Trying to free up that ball as well. It's stolen there by Juste. And now just keeps on going in the favour of the Sharks. They fire it back. Koo and Bosch now looking for the high kick, and it's going across. Yapinke getting a bit of open space. Oh, a little bit of pressure on Kade Fulhata. He's got new strapping on the knee. He has found the offload. Nicely done. Buying a little bit more time, Lillian Zas, but straight on the ball there for the Sharks. Do they get it? No, they don't. And they are complaining big time to the referee. They weren't quite able to get that one back. Do the Province kick this one away? Tim Swell takes a diving slip catch there for himself. Almost pierces straight through the gap as well. Juste getting straight on the ball. Does he turn it over? No. Now having to kick it downfield. No option there other than that for Thomas Burnsy. Now Kerwin Bosch sees the 50-22. And he's done it again, Kerwin Bosch. And that is absolutely brilliantly done. I see an upper Lele Fassi on the touchline as well. They're all loving it. Okay, bro, Hamish, bye. I'm going to sleep. It's 54. I know the match end will be next 5 minutes. I don't want to wake up in 7 a.m. morning. I do. I wake up at 7 a.m. morning as well. And also, yes, Durban. And also we use wine as a chaser for blood as well. And see, told you. As I says, Katie Dixon, this was brilliantly done by Mr. Sharks man himself, Kerwin Bosch. Done very nicely. Currently, I don't actually think they got a replacement for him. And also, okay, Durban, bad city, too humid, sweating, whole day like pigs as well. And there says Mawson, also take care of a show. Thank you for tuning in. And then have a good sleep, brother. Yeah, exactly right. Hopefully you do enjoy the rest of your day or night /evening /morning when it does come around. But yeah, hopefully you do have a good enough time. And we'll see you for the weekend. For the weekend, that was what I was saying. And I mean, I give up. With the Western Province, we barely scraped ourselves to the semi-final last year and got battered by the Northern Transvaal. So there, but currently they are making a couple more changes. It's going to be Ethan James making his way out onto the field to replace the number 13. The Western Province are under pressure, as the song would say. Thembalani Boli just trying to bulldoze his way forward, currently making it way to ground. Mahamba fires it back. They need to find a way of stopping these guys from continuing to march forward here for these Sharks, trying to go around the side once again. Well done. Then Milani Boley thought about taking it up instead. Let's Juste all into your own player. It's obstruction. That's a harsh one. Katie's sister. Thank you and bye-bye. See you next stream. As us, says Michelle. Yeah, we have got plenty more coming up this weekend. The Six Nations. We got also what else we got this weekend? Super Rugby coming back. A few other gaming videos as well of us playing upcoming matches on the channel. See, Michelle says, Robert, and also, don't worry, I understand. As though California was the only place or the other place that the Europeans went nuts as well, especially the French. Screw the French, says David the Mod. And also, love you all. The viewers, good night as well, and see you next stream, brother. Says Katie. Currently, still 13 minutes left. That's still time on the clock for both of these sides to be able to possibly get themselves a chance in this match. I'd like to see the Western Province score another try just to give them a little bit more hope in this one. If we can get another 2 more tries and conversion, which go over the loss, I wouldn't be too bad, I guess, as well. Currently going to the short side, Tim Swell on the outside, Sergio Peterson. Beautiful little wraparound. Koo and Bosch get him fended off by his opposite number. Trying to get straight in there. It was great work by Sergio Peterson, though. Nice inside ball. This is looking good for the Western Province, making a lot of meters. They were only 5 meters out from their own line, and now they continue to make their way up to the 40 meters. We have got there the Kiwi lads as well, and also Australia and Sri Lanka on the 11th as well. Kade Fulhata decides to go for the kick there. Kicked it straight out on the full. Just getting that one slightly wrong. Keep your team close. BDG through good times and bad times. That's what real fans do. It might be a tougher period, but they'll pull through given the time, as says Sebastian. But yeah, Australia versus Sri Lanka getting closer and closer every single day. In fact, that's only 8 days away that is going to be taking place. Hopefully it doesn't overlap too much with the other live streams that we have got going on. I know that the BBL was always a big one because it was about that 3.5 hours every single night, but I did enjoy every second of it. That's all for those ones. I know Western Province will soon, but our finances are completely ruined. Can't buy better players as Cheetahs are my second team as well. And also, you don't have energy kids on the side of the road just because he poops in his jeans as well. And there's his Katie. That's inspirational. Haven't heard that one. Now, Kieran Van Feren goes beautifully to the back. Oh, that one, Thembalani Bolly just trying to bump off the tackles. It's Marabe doing nicely now, running onto the ball. The referee almost had to be making that tackle. And also, you're going to be sitting there alone as well. And there's says a BDG. And also, we have got there. I was actually wondering what has become of my son. As well, says Sebastian. Currently passing it back once again now. Kerwin Bosch came to the province. You're wasting your talents at the Banana Boys as well. Look where you must play. Nohamba fires it back now. Kerwin Bosch going for the cross kick once again. It's going up high. Tim Swill takes the mark as well. No choice for that man other than to take it. And now it's going to be the quick tap taken and kicks it downfield into touch as well. Oh, yeah, Pinke falls over. I'm going to slightly fall over because this will be quite comfy. While there's Vulhata and Swill on. Two kickers as well, says it was BDG. Yeah, it's a good question. Why they decided to bring on Vulhata alongside Swill. Maybe they decided Swill going to be one of the keys for the result. Like that. Also, we've got the Sharks score again. I'm not going to watch DSTV no more. Do you know what? I will join you because I don't have DSTV. So we'll go with that. I'll still watch them on Sky, but I won't watch them on DSTV just to unite, you know? Be a nice team building exercise. And also, we've got the Western Province fan as well in there. Says BDG, but Haran Lee Hussein making his way out onto the field. That is for Solomon. They will be replacing what has become of my son, put it on a shirt as well. There's Gary Dixon and also Helbeck making his way off, and that is for Muzibuko. Okay, George has not actually given me a message back yet. That's all right. Currently now going back, not finding the offload. He was waiting to link up. It just didn't quite open up, though, for them. This is a counter ruck from the Sharks, and they get the ball as well. Now it's a knock-on advantage back into the hands of the Western Province. Yeah, Benke trying to turn it over, not quite able to there. Now firing it back once again, advantage for offside. So they've got a very good advantage to have here. Going to be the bounce pass. It just hasn't quite been working out, though, for the Western Province. There's a good run on the inside from Schmidt. Now still making his way forward. Up to 40 metres out. It's a low pass. It's not the one that they would have been after there to try and keep that momentum going for. Tim Swill now goes back. Playing crash ball once again. Good tackle there from USA. Now out to Tim Swill, going back across Sergio Pedersen. Decided to go to the other side here. It's a little offload. Great hands there. Once again, still trying to find those offloads. It's gone back to the hands of Cade Vullato, who shut down pretty quickly, and they're going back for the penalty. So who's in the Six Nations? I don't know as well. So we have got France, Wales, Ireland, England, Scotland, and Italy. I think I just nailed that, even though I was worried I was going to miss someone. I think I either said one of them twice, or I did say all six of them. As to cheer people up, yes, I'm a Morse province as well. And as I said, Morse, and also we've got there, that's Bitterswell. And now he is going to be kicking this one for touch. 10 metres out now for the Western Province, and Poopy Jeans and a rugby ball emojis as well. And then also who must we support in the Six Nations, as all of them are hypocrites, although I'll trying to cheer people up. Yes, I'm in Morse Province as well, and also saying, man, but our team plays bad. As and also, yeah, you said all six as well, says Robert, so we nailed it. Pat on the back for me, or on the shoulder, because I don't want to quite go right round to the back. Now trying to make their way forward here. Advantage once again for the Western Province. Currently just trying to stop this one from breaking off. Still in control, all the players having to leave it. This is a well built up rolling maul here. They don't seem like they are stopping at all. Players getting stood on now, breaking his way through. Now passing it out the back. This could be the try time opportunity. Steps on the inside. Was it the best choice for Lilian Zas? Now the quick hands. Cade Vullato goes through trying to step. He puts the ball down, and it's going to be the try. And Werner Koch is furious for that one, letting him through. I also see what I mean. Last 10 minutes we stopped playing soccer as well. And then trying to chip people up. That's a cool name you have here. As I says, David the Mod. And also, you know what it means? I do indeed. Because I have been taught the swear words. So Western Province, come on, going woke. It's on there. Says Rene, also England, France, Italy, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales as well there. And also URC, says BDG. I'm not too sure what the rest of that one is for that one. And Ireland easily. This is going to be a kicking opportunity here for the Western Province. Tim Swell gets it. And now because of it, the Western Province, they are sitting 20 points to 35 currently. Kate Volhard just shunting his way through the tackle of Werner Koch. Not an easy thing to do. Werner Koch, very strong man. Okay, Volhard does make his way through. So currently 7.5 minutes left. The bonus point try might still be on the cards. If they get 2 more tries here, they get within 7 and they also get themselves the bonus point. But it's going to be tough to do. It means that we are good in the URC as well. And also FC and you believe Edinburgh are top of the URC or you believe the URC are at the top of the leaderboard. It's a wonder South Africa doesn't join them to make the 7 nations as well. Because down at the moment, also the try scorers, it continues to update at the moment from Sebastian. It was a bit of fun to say it that way. I don't know whether or not you like it said that way, but now running his way forward once again, trying to find the offload to Thembalani Boli, and they haven't finished attacking as of yet here for the Sharks. LaRue Roots, the biggest man on the field, I would think. If he's not the biggest, he's the scariest. Drop goal here from Gerwin Bosch, strikes it nicely. Goes away to the side, and now Tim Swell. He tries to step around Yapinke. That is risky play there. Kade Volhard lurking around, though. These men are trying to run it out from their own end goal, which is going to be very risky. Now he kicks it downfield towards the touchline. No, he kicks it straight down the middle of the field. And now it's going to be the counter-attack for the Sharks. Little bit of a step there. Good tackle from Volhard, though. Nahamba now. Going to be offloading it back now into the hands of, it was actually Olujuwon Noah, the man who got a yellow card in last week's match. In fact, he might have gotten a red now that I think about it. It's a counter-ruck there from the Western Province. If they got this ball back, they almost do, but no, it's still going to be just on the side of the Sharks. I like France, but I'll never leave the book as well. We already have the Italy conversation as well now. Good ball there. Olujuwon Noah tries to offload it. Did it go forward? Did it? Yes, it does. And now it is going to be the knock-on from Olujuwon Noah. Like they're saying, the humidity. That'll be why we've had so many drop balls, I would think, for this one. And also, I'll never support the Pommies, Wales, Irish, and corrupt France. Hopefully the Scots and Italy can perform miracles as well. And I'm lad. Volhard is back as well. Well, I'm glad Volhard is back, and Ireland should do good as well. I like France, but I'll never leave the book. We're currently now 74 minutes into this game. Closer and closer to the end of it, which seems sad in a way because I've been enjoying this one. A little bit of a bleeding hand there for one of the Western Province players by the looks of it. George has not seen the messages that I sent to him as of yet, but who knows, maybe in the last 5 minutes he does all of a sudden randomly wake up. As I know, just have to throw pizza around, then it's GG. I mean, it would certainly distract myself and to cheer people up and there as well. Currently now the scrum feed. It has been one of the positions of the field that have been a struggle for the Western Province up against a very strong Sharks pack. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not they can get themselves in a dominant position. A penalty winning here would be huge, but more than likely I think the set play is going to be the better option for them in these circumstances. Currently 5 minutes left. The clock isn't actually being turned off, which I'm surprised with because of the fact that the referee, like one of the players was getting strapping on his hand. So normally you turn off the clock, which is an interesting one. Yeah, but also our South Africans like food. So on there says try to cheer people up. Food is good. You know, food's a very nice one to have overall, but now ball is going to be fed in by Bursey. Or Bursey, sorry. I believe it is. Yeah, it is Bursey. Doesn't actually have himself. Okay, someone's saying get in tired, brew, which is why he's not being able to get his mind apparently. And also, and we will lose Evan Ruas. He's going to the box as well, says, I'm trying to cheer people up. Yeah, he is certainly going to be a talent for the future. France versus Italy. It's just two teams throwing lasagna and croissants at each other for 2 hours. I would watch that. If that was a pay-per-view, I'd probably still watch it as well, just to see how it plays out. George is in a gaga land, mate. So he is indeed. The ball is coming out the back now for the Western Province, going for the set play once again now. On the outside, it's a good attack and tackle there from Vernicock. Going short side, breaking down all that looked like a bad ankle injury. Oh, he's not too happy there for Cornell Schmidt. I think it was Nahamba tried to put the forearm in his face, and Cornell Schmidt was saying, not happening. And also GG George, as our Lama Sharks all the way as well in Province. Well done, Aiden. As I says, Wet Willie, and also let the Irish chuck a few potatoes in there as well. It sounds like a good meal. Sounds all right, doesn't it? What are Wales known for in terms of food? Don't know. I know Scotland are probably haggis, but I wouldn't want to get a haggis thrown at me. Yes, like the French bring the wine as well. Early rolling forward once again here for the Sharks. It's looking very nice for themselves as well, continuing to make their way forward. They can't stop them at the moment for the Western Province. This is just demoralising, going back that far. Nahamba now going to the short side. Kerwin Bosch, little kick in behind you. Pinkgate trying to chase it. Does go into touch though. And Whelmy. As and also we have got the that blows. I have to go back tomorrow for my booster as it is as the 3 months doesn't start till tomorrow. Even though I'm pretty much at 4 months. That sucks. For you, definitely if like they have, because I know that they've just said, everyone make sure to get that next one as well. Surely if you're close to the 4 months, they would have just been able to go, yeah, nah, it's all right, we'll get you in. Anyway, did you have an appointment booked, Nov Mum, or were they just like, nah? As I'm wearing my URC Stormers jersey as well. And there says trying to cheer people up, and also Scotland are shortbread. As on there, no one minds a shortbread overall. Shortbread, very nice. Going to be fire back, and Tim Swell, no option there. But to kick that ball into touch, and it's only gone out about 20 metres out from the line now. Shortbread, you are correct. I am wrong. And there as well. And also we have got there for the scones. And also, Let's Go Sharks says it was Ayano Duplessis. I hope you are enjoying the match at the moment. The Sharks sitting a 15-point margin here. And also just walk in. As else says Nov Mum. And also I'd say Italy play rugby. I like they fight wars, but I won't. As also Wales are known for having almost no vowels in their language. I got a tough accent to understand as well. Wales sheep, leeks, and certain meat products that round and rhymes with I see that's going to be close to Timbalani Boli. Not quite able to get there. Is that cynical from Sus? He did end up just kicking the ball straight out of the hand. That player has lost his footing. Now because of it, they're going for the counter-attack here for the Western Province. Can they get one more try here? It's a good attack and run. Sergio Peterson, man on the outside, draw blast, Kane Fullhunter has to step nicely. Kicks it in mind, and I believe that man was in front of him, so he has to try and chase this one down himself now. And he doesn't quite get it. Yapinke able to make the tackle. They're still fighting after this ball now for the Western Province. They want it. And it looks like they're going to go with a couple more phases. No, instead they decide kicking the ball out is the best option here rather than wasting more time. It's bounced into touch as well for Tim Swell. Oh, taking it quickly. Oh, they went from the mark. They weren't quite on the mark, DBX. Filling Sheep might get EA to make an 18-plus rugby game. As well, and also we've got the see how Western or see now. Western Province plays rugby, but New Zealand has potatoes cause McDonald's, and Australia gets potatoes from New Zealand. We do have quite a few potatoes over here. Which I'm not complaining. I do enjoy a potato every once in a while, I should say, and food buy. As well, currently now this is going to be another opportunity for the Western Province. They are currently sitting with a difference of why did they do that? It's gone backwards. So they are going to be able to continue. This is rough here from the Western Province. Jumped on there. Straight on the ball. No, they don't quite get it here. And because of it now, it's fired back. Kerwin Bosch. Oh. No, they all need to release him there for the Western Province because if that ball gets stuck in there, it's their scrum. No one realised for the Western Province. And I think they've just had the brain fade and realised that that was actually what was going to be happening there for that one. But that is the end of the game. And the score is going to be a 35-20. Whoa, look how blurry I went for a second there. That was impressive. Also trying to cheer people up. I'm seeing dollar signs all over the sporting idea as well. And also GG's. And there, but Kerwin Bosch, he just ran straight at the maul. I'm not sure what the Western Province were thinking there because Kerwin Bosch, he was attacking them. So all they had to do, let him go, get over the ball. And also, it's like we're getting all of the offensive, stereotypical stuff out now. So we can have a clean chat during the Six Nations and well-played Sharks and Kiwi 3, which we pinched off the Chinese as well. Says David the Mod there. Yeah, 15-point deficit between these two sides. So the bonus point does go the way of the Sharks. There is our true David. And you chomped the flower. And there is our says trying to cheer people up. I guess I should mention what I had my 10 cents on for that one, seeing as I did say that I did put it on. I had it on the Sharks to win 8 to 14 points. So I missed out by one, unfortunately, but that is what happens. 10 cents. I said that I was going to do it. It didn't work, but I mean, it's not exactly a lot of money in that TAB account. Like I mentioned, 30 cents, so it's all good in that regard. And yeah, and if New Zealand and Australia join, that they're Kiwi 3 and Fiji might add each other, man, this fun. I could do this all day. So, Fiji might, I feel like, would be a tough one because of the salt and 8 to 14. Well, there's BDG. Yeah, it was close. It's close. Just missed out, though, unfortunately, for that one. But that is sport. With Sharks and Western Province, it's never a few-point game as well. They're trying to cheer people up. Well, it looked good for a second, if they just held on to the ball a bit more and whatnot. That's all good. It is completely fine. Well, that one, the Sharks played very well. And at the end of the day, I enjoy it. Hamish says, and where did you get the new scoreline on Livestream as well? Or where do you get new scoreline on Livestream? It's actually the same one as the old one, but they have just updated their website, which is nice to see. George has just woken up. He's typing. This is weird timing because he's literally waited till the end of the match, and now he is typing to me. Now we're going to wait to see what he says. I don't even know if I'll be able to read out what he says once he replies because it's George. We don't know what he's going to say. America would be apple pie. So it says David the Mod there. Or just pie in general. Pumpkin pie as well. Everyone's got their loves this channel from South Africa. So I said business. Thank you very much, mate. We have got plenty more content coming in the near future as well. So I hope you guys are all enjoying the content. We've got a whole heap more that will be coming soon. Like I mentioned, we've got the Six Nations coming up. Very, very soon, I want to see Michael Hooper with a cork hat throwing a boomerang at a kangaroo as well, and also apple pie from McDonald's. So those are very nice, apparently. I've never actually had one for myself, though. And nonetheless, and also what you're asking, George, pretty much earlier on, people were saying that they missed him. As also that is why he was replying to it as well. And also that comes in a little pocket sleeves. Or that comes in a little pocket sleeves. Or hot pocket sleeves, sorry, I should say. That's all. But thank you all very much for tuning in. But if you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one, which is going to be the weekend Super Rugby just around the corner as well. Okay, he said to tell Katie that she's an OG and please tell Kaz like I'm a slide in her DMs. Was the other comment from George there. So that tells you all you need to know as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all for the next one.